That green thing is Catalogue Management Software for music publishers. This is the third episode of video tutorials. Today we'll talk about adding and editing musical works. Actually, we added this work in the first episode, then edited it in the second. If you watched carefully, you might have noticed that there were more links in the menu, as well as more fields in the form. This depends on the subscription plan. What you see here is the minimum of links, as well as the minimum of form fields. The first field is work ID, and it is not editable. We'll talk about it in another video. The next field is the work title, and it is required. Please note that this field only accepts English letters, digits and a small set of special characters. Next to it is the ISWC, International Musical Work Code. We have a video about ISWCs, linked above. This field is not required, and it is editable. However, it is usually not filled out manually. ISWCs are mostly imported from acknowledgement files your society sends when you register. But, if you have this information, you should fill it out. I'll come back to this topic in a later tutorial. Musical works can be either original or modifications of existing works. In the latter case, you enter the title of original work in the field called Title of Original Work. Upon save, the version type will change to Modification. Let's scroll down a bit, so we see the whole Writers and Publishers section. Here is the most important part of the work editing form. In this work, we have two writer-publisher chains, marked with 1 and 2. If we need to add another one, we can click on Add Another Chain. We can delete a chain with checking the checkbox before saving. Each has two parts, about a writer and about a publisher. In the writer part, we have following fields. The first is writer. Here you select a writer, and by using the icons below the field, you can add or edit or even delete a writer. In the second, you can select a role. Note that, for original works, roles can only be composer, lyricist or both. Other roles are allowed only in modifications. Then we have shares, performance and mechanical for this writer. Depending on settings, sync shares field may also exist here. Other than share fields in the publisher part, other fields here appear and disappear based on whether you select a first party or other publisher or none at all. In the first chain, a first party publisher is selected. The chain status says we are the original publisher. There is an additional field where you can enter the original society assigned agreement number. We cover them in a separate video. In the second chain, the publisher is some other publisher, unrelated to us. The status says not controlled by us. And there are no additional fields. For example, if both administration and full sub-publishing are active, the second chain would look like this, with two additional fields for first party and other administrator. And if we select a first party admin, two fields for society assigned agreement numbers appear. However, it is time to move on, as the explanations at this point are quite individual. When we scroll down, we can see several more sections. We'll cover all of them in dedicated tutorials. In this video, I just want you to see how alternative titles can be added. You just click on Add Another Alternative Title, and then enter it. They are very important for work identification. We'll cover suffix checkboxes in our tutorial covering libraries. This concludes our third video tutorial. More information is available in the user manual. All relevant links are in the description. The first leads to that green thing product page. Here are series about that green thing and the tutorial subseries. Below are our concept subseries and music metadata basics, a series where we explain terms like work ID and ISWC. Contact us to start using that green thing. Please share our content, subscribe, and keep watching.